Ever wonder what happens when reality completely unhinges? From white people turning into sleeper agents the second Sweet Caroline plays, to Nelson Mandela coaching Obama's voice, and Justin Trudeau accidentally becoming Indian. Welcome to the most hilarious, unhinged moments ever caught on stage. Let's get into it.
Jacob Zuma was in the balcony waving at everybody, because elections are coming up, so you're going to see him everywhere now. Just there waving. Yeah, you're going to see him in the streets waving. You're going to see him at the rallies dancing. Yeah, he's going to be out shaking hands, kissing babies, mostly his babies, but still, vote for me. Because he knows he has to connect with the people. The ANC is having a tough time right now. This is one of the worst times in ANC history. Highest levels of corruption, lowest levels of service delivery. The ANC is just a shadow of its former self. Yeah. People in the ANC are disgusted by the ANC. They stand there like, ANC. Man. No, man, enough, man, no. Come on, ANC. They say this while looking in the mirror. Come on, ANC. Can do better, man. Come on, man. It's gotten bad. It's so bad, even Kgalema Motlanthe doesn't go anywhere with Jacob. Have you noticed this? Vice president, but you never see them together. Because Kgalema's like, I don't want that guy. Always tells Jacob's like, let's go, Kgalema. He's like, I'll meet you in front, go. No, Dr. Pambili, hamba wena, Dr. Pambili. It's gotten bad. Who do you vote for? Mampele Rampele. It's a fun name. Won't make me vote for you, though. Yes. Dr. Mampele. Used to date Steve Biko, so she knows about the struggle. She's intelligent, an elderly black woman. And she came out. She denounced the ANC. She said, the ANC is not what it used to be in this country. As black people, we need to stand up and realize that change is needed. Vote for Ahang, wait, and vote for change. And we're like, yeah, you go, girl. Well, then she made a big mistake. She challenged Jacob Zuma directly, head to head. But she used money as her platform. Big mistake. Never bring money up around Jacob, ever. No, because I don't know if you've noticed, our president never admits to money. There's always money around him, but it's never his. Always. Oh, it's the Sheikh's money, it's the Gupta's money. It's never his money. He's always there like, no, it's not mine, it's not mine. It's not mine, it's not mine. I don't know, it's not mine, it's not mine. Yeah. Building a house for 250 million rand. Jacob, where the hell is that money coming from? I have a bond for 800,000 with FNB. I got 800,000, 250 million. That's not my problem. My calculator said it's fine. Mampele tried to challenge him. She came out one day. She said, Jacob Zuma has not declared his income as our president. He does not tell Parliament how much money he has. We want to know how much he has and how much he gets from other people. I will lead by example. I, as Mampele Rampele, have 55 million rand. Jacob, how much do you have? People were like, yeah, how much do you... Whoa. Come again? 55 million. Where did you get that money? It's like, I'm on the board of many companies. I work very hard. Yeah, even me, I work hard. But 55 million. How much overtime is that one? 55. We had to be 55 million. It's like, no, I worked for it. But we want to know, where does Jacob get his money? Hey, don't worry about that guy, lady. Don't worry. We know where he got it. He stole it. But you, we had to be 55 million. You don't know who to vote for anymore. Because you can't make jokes about Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe. If you do this, then you get arrested and sent to prison for mocking the president, right? And so I know I would go there and I wouldn't be able to resist. Like, I'd just be like, hey, my style. And then I'm in jail. Which normally wouldn't be such a bad thing, because what would happen in an international incident like that is normally your president would just come there and then he would ask for you to be released and taken back to your country. That's all. But now, I don't know if that guy would come and fetch me. I can see him sending Mugabe the email now. It's fine, Bob. Keep him. And now, we are living through history. Do you ever think about that? Like, we are all living through history. Not like history, like just time that passed, you know, like this, because there's that boring history, like, and then the people settled here, yeah, whatever. I'm talking about like history where some shit happened. When you read the books and you're like, yo, what was it like back then? Yeah, we're in the back then. That's all of us. History's terrible now, I've realized. Because they record everything that is said at the White House. It is kept for posterity. All right? So that means in like 300 years, there'll be scholars studying old presidents and the White House, and they'll be like, what was it like 300 years ago? You're like, I don't know, but the Grammys host was terrible. Yes, a total loser, apparently. And a bunny was performing at the Super Bowl. Also terrible. Absolutely terrible. What a time. You know, the weird thing about living through history is it's so much less predictable when you are the one doing it. Like, when you read history or when we're taught history, it is often presented as if it was inevitable. You read the stories, you assume that is how they would have always ended because that's how they ended. Like, if I asked most people, do you think the Nazis will always lose the war? They'd be like, yeah, of course the Nazis would always lose the war. And yet at the time, the people who were fighting the war thought that the Nazis were going to win. There was a moment when it seemed like it was in their favor. When you're in history, it's a completely different gambit. Like, whenever I'm in Washington, D.C., I like to go and visit the National Museum of African American History and Culture. And if you've never been, let me tell you, it is one of the most profound experiences you will ever have in your life. It is a museum unlike any other I've ever been to, for a few reasons. You know, one is it is as complete a telling as is possible of black history in America, which is history. But it's a history that's often not told, right? And you go to this building, and unlike other museums, you can't just choose your own adventure. You know, normally you walk in a museum and then it's like, what do you want to do, dinosaurs or space? You pick. There, they curate your moving through time. And so when you get to the museum, you start at the very beginning of black people in America, and then it moves all the way through to the present day, right? And so it starts underground, literally, you go underground, and then it starts with slavery, spoiler alert. And then they move you through time, and then you get to the end, and then there's Oprah. That museum truly, like, it'll make you ask every question of yourself. I was there on my most recent trip, and I was walking through the beginning level, and it's underground, and it's chattel slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, and then the Underground Railroad. So it's an emotional ride as well. You know, it's painful, it's oppression, and then there's this moment where you can see people rising up and fighting for what they believe in, overcoming. And because it's so engaging, you see people experiencing it in a different way. There were these two kids next to me, maybe 14 years old, and they were having a conversation that I was eavesdropping on, and the one turns to the other one, he's like, yo, man, he's like, what would you have done if you was around back then, man? He's like, would you have been a slave? Like, yeah, well, yo, what? He's like, nah, they would have had the wrong one, man. They would have had the wrong one. Yo, I would have cooked their ass, man. You trying to make me a slave? I would have cooked their ass. He's like, nah, you capping. He's like, nah, for real, I would have cooked their ass. I would have cooked their ass. They're laughing and they're engaging in it. And I was like, either this is the delusion of youth, which is necessary for a revolution, or that's who they would be. Either way, it didn't matter. What I loved is that they were asking the question, who will you be when history calls? Because of them, I found myself asking the question, and honestly, I think I need to work on my self-esteem, because I came up with nothing as heroic. Like, if you asked me, Trevor, what would you do during slavery? I'll be like, I would have worked really hard and seen what happened. I don't think I would have been a hero. I don't have it. I'm impressed by people who, if I was around back then, if I was in the store when they robbed it, I would have. I don't have that in me. I don't. Like, I would be in the field, and I'd just be working hard, and I'd be minding my own business, you know, and the guy on the horse would come and be like, you better work hard, boy, you better pick that goddamn cotton. I'd be like, yes, master, that's a picking, there's a cotton, master. That's a picking away, master. But as soon as he rides away, I'd light his ass up. I would. I would roast him to bits. I'd be like, that dumbass. Is he back? No. But I don't think I would have been a hero. Yeah, like a real hero would have showed up. Like Harriet Tubman would show up. She'd be like, psst, yo, Trev. Like, oh, hi, Harriet. How you doing? I'm doing shit. Oh, no, what happened? Slavery happened. What you mean, what happened, boy? You stupid or something? Oh, yeah, of course, I shouldn't have. Anyway, what's going on, Harriet? I just came to let you know that we're leaving tonight. Who's we? All of us, Trevor. We're getting out of here. We're going, baby. Oh, yeah, Harriet, the guy on the horse says we shouldn't leave. He really doesn't like it when we leave. I think he has like separation anxiety or something. He should see someone about that. But he said, I don't give a shit what he said. We're getting out of here. What are you saying? You gonna stay? Yeah, I think I'll stay and just, see how it goes. See how it goes? What's wrong with you? You not coming? No, I'm not gonna come. I can't believe you light skins is all the same. What? Yeah. You scared, ain't you? You a scared little bitch. I am a bitch, Harriet. I cannot lie. I'm a scared little bitch. Could you scared little bitch? You almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel. Sorry, sometimes I do jokes just for me. I'm sorry. Oh, man. You guys have been so much fun tonight, Detroit. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Proved me right. This is why you go to Detroit, No, for real. It's like an amazing audience. Beautiful, diverse. And the city's been cool, too. We've been seeing a few things here and there. I had a fight with my friend, Dave. He directs these specials, and he said to me the one day, he's like, yo, dude, what are you doing during the day? And I was like, well, might go eat, might do something. He's like, dude, why don't we go, check out all the museums in Detroit? I was like, maybe, one. And he's like, what do you mean, one? I was like, yeah, well, I'm not all. What do you mean, all? He's like, dude, have you been here before? You know how many amazing museums they got? I'm like, yes, but it's still a museum. I'll do one, and that's it. I don't have that much stamina. I can't do as many as you, right? And he's like, well, what do you mean you can't do as many as me? How do you know? I was like, dude, because you're white, you enjoy doing that. I was just joking. I was just teasing him. I just tease him. He got so offended so quickly, right? He's like, what did you say? I was like, no, because he's like, dude, white people don't love museums. What are you even talking about? Museums aren't even in the top 5 things white people love, okay? He said it with such confidence and with such conviction. I was like, what is the top 5? Because what a strange phrase. He was like, that's not even in the top 5. In his bedroom, he has a list on the wall of the top 10 things. It was amazing.
Have you ever wondered what's actually at the top of white people's favorite things list? Well, Trevor Noah breaks down the ultimate cultural checklist, starting from museums all the way to an absolute sleeper agent anthem.
I thought about it and I was like, no, it is. I stick with my decision. Museums would be. Because no, it's not even a bad thing. White people love museums. A lot of people enjoy museums, but white people love museums. Love museums. There's not a single place on earth where white people have settled and not built a museum. It doesn't matter. White people love museums. Have you ever seen white people in a museum? Have you ever seen them? They just walk around smiling with their hands behind their back. Yep, that was us. And that was us too. It's been a good run. White people love museums. What are you talking about? It would easily be in the top. I wouldn't put it at number 1, but it would be in the top 5. Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, if I was to have a top 5 things white people love, I'd put museums at number 5. At number 4, I'd put swimming. Right? Because white people love swimming, and there's nothing wrong with that. Have you seen white people swim? Like, you look stunning. Stunning. Because whenever white people swim, you do that thing with your hair, you come out of the water, just like, and it just goes perfectly back like a duck. I would love swimming too. White people love swimming. White people love swimming so much that they made it that you can win more medals at the Olympics swimming than any other discipline. Yeah, that's how much white people love swimming. I realized this the one day. There was an argument going on about who the greatest Olympian of all time is, right? And the final two was Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt. And then one of the arguments was, well, Michael Phelps is better because he has more medals. And I was like, yeah, because he cheated. Yeah, he won them swimming. I'm not saying Michael Phelps is not a great Olympian. I'm just saying you can't count the medals in the argument, right? Because in swimming, it's the only discipline where you win more medals for doing the same thing in a slightly less efficient manner. It makes no sense. Think about it. They'll be there. It's like 100-meter freestyle. Bam. Done. Gold medal. Yeah. And now this. Another medal. Yeah. And this one? Another medal. But what about this one? Another medal. That's some bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. You can't win more medals. Usain Bolt doesn't have that luxury. When Usain Bolt runs, it's the 100-meter and it's done. On your mark, set, pa, run, 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 get to the end, win, gold medal. That's it. Yeah, he doesn't get to turn around and be like, that was an amazing race and now I'm going to do it butterfly style. It's not a thing. I mean, it should be, but it's not. White people love swimming, so they made that the rule. I get it. It would have to be. It would have to be, yeah. That were my top 5 things. I'll go museums at number 5, swimming at number 4. Number 3, being flabbergasted. White people love being flabbergasted. Come on. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen when a white person's having like a bad day, something's gone wrong, and they always do that thing with their face, they just get flabbergasted, it's like, oh. White people love being flabbergasted. You'll see it in supermarkets all the time. There's like a long line, right? Like only one cashier is open. Everyone's standing there patiently. There'll always be one white person who pops out like, why don't they open the other? Are you serious? Why don't they? Are you? The only thing white people love more than being flabbergasted is finding another white person to flabbergast with. Have you seen that? Yo, whenever that happens, magic. It is absolute magic. A white person will be flabbergasting. They'll make eye contact with another white person, and then they'll flabbergast together. It's like they Voltron their flabbergasting into a super flabbergast. You see them look over and just be like, oh, are you seeing that? I know. And that's one of the keys to flabbergasting I've learned. You have to exhale. You have to let it all out. Life is so hard that the air has to leave your body. You can no longer even breathe. That's why there's so many tornadoes in the Midwest. It's just white people flabbergasting. It's like... White people love being flabbergasted. Has to be. Top 5. That would be my list. Top 5 things white people love. I go museums at number 5. All right, swimming at number 4. Being flabbergasted at number 3. Number 2, being white. It's a pretty sweet gig. I don't blame you. And then there's number 1. And look, this is my personal list. I'm not dictating anything. If you don't agree, make your own, right? It's personal preference. But there is one thing, and one thing alone, that white people love more than anything on this planet? Sweet Caroline. Let me tell you something now, Detroit. There is nothing that brings more joy to the soul of a white person than the sounds of that Neil Diamond song. I don't care where it is. I've been on every continent, in many countries. When that song plays, you see white people's eyes light up like sleeper agents who've just been activated. It happens every time, without fail. Every single time. And it's not about music, because other songs will be playing. Yeah, they'll be at a cookout, they'll be at a baseball game, they'll be at like a company event. All the other songs are in the background, they pay them no heed. But when that song kicks in, it taps into the very DNA of whiteness. I don't know what it is, but it interrupts everything else. You'll see white people, they'll be hanging out, having conversations. They'll be like, yeah, you know, I mean, business, mergers and acquisitions, you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, I know, we should circle back. Let's put a pin in it. Meow, 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 meow. And that song comes in, and every single time, you think it's not gonna happen as well. It always creeps in. It always seems like it's not gonna happen. But it's always the same. It's always the same. It's always just like, Original, Dajani, Dajanjo, Pum 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 Sweet Caroline. See, I didn't tell you to join in. I didn't say all together now. I didn't say on the count of 3. Did you feel that? That was just your whiteness coming out. Did you feel that? Huh? That was just you. You were like, this is it! This is our moment! Oh, 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 I'm white, 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 white. Look at you right now. So you're beaming. Look at your face. Look at you. Look at that joy. 10 minutes ago, you were like, I don't know about this guy. Now you're like, best comedian ever! Don't ever lose that joy. None of you white people, you hold on to it. It is a treasure. It's the most adorable thing in the world. There is nothing that makes white people happier than that song. Nothing. That song is pure, uncut Caucasian joy. That's what that song is. White people cannot resist it. Yeah, like forget 23andMe. If you want to know how much white you have in you, play that song. The louder you respond, the whiter you are. I just saved you some money. There's no white person I've seen resist. It is the Marco to your polo. That's what that song is. Like, I'll tell you something now. If there was ever like a giant earthquake, God forbid, and people were trapped beneath the rubble, I'd volunteer to find all the white people. I'd be like, you guys find everybody else. I got this. I got this. Sweet Caroline. I found another one. Like, you okay, man? And I know right now some of you are like, oh, Trevor, we like that song, but it's not the most important to us. Oh, yeah? Then how come you didn't help me sing the anthem? Yo, Detroit, you guys have been amazing, man. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I had such a great time with all of you. I appreciate you. Good night.
Men love using the phrase, don't be a pussy, to imply weakness. But what happens when you look at the actual biological facts? Let's just say, the vagina is practically indestructible.
Hit you with the phrase, don't be a pussy, yes, because it implies weakness. Yeah? Do not be like the vagina that is weak, yes, don't be a pussy. The guys say that and then you do what they want, don't be a pussy, yeah, don't be a pussy, because the pussy is weak. And yet, in my personal experience, I have found the pussy to be one of the strongest things I have ever come across in my life. Don't be a pussy? Have you ever come across a pussy? The vagina is one of the most powerful. You realize vaginas can start revolutions and end wars. You realize even on a physical level, the vagina is one of the strongest things that have ever existed. Virtually indestructible. Many men in this room, many men in this room have tales of how they once defeated the pussy. Let me tell you now, they have not. The owner of the pussy may have given you the impression that you defeated the pussy. But it is alive and well, my friends. Whenever people say that, I go, do you understand how impressive the vagina is? Do you understand how strong it is? There's a reason men have sought to oppress it for so long. The vagina is frighteningly powerful. You realize that human beings come out of a vagina. Human beings come out and still it continues to work as intended. Do you understand how impressive that is? Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but New York, do you understand? A human being comes out of the vagina and still it continues to operate, as it continues to work. After a human has just come out saying it's weak, a human came out of the vagina. You just sit on a penis wrong and it breaks. You just... Don't be a penis, that should be the phrase. Don't be a pussy. I wish I was a pussy. Are you serious right now? Don't be a penis, that should be the saying. Scotland taught me so many things. Beautiful place, beautiful people, rich in culture. My favorite thing to do while I was there was just try and learn the Scottish accent. I butcher it, but I don't care. I have fun. What I do when I travel is I try to speak to people in their accent and see if they can catch me out. It's one of my favorite games. Like I'd walk into a store in Edinburgh and I'd just be, "Good afternoon. I would like to buy a pair of shoes." You'd be like, "Where are you from?" "I'm from Scotland." "Aye, what part?" "Johannesburg." I love it though. I love accents not just because they sound fun and you know it's an interesting thing to do. I love accents because I'm always impressed by how much power they have over us, over our minds. You know, when someone speaks a certain way, it changes how we feel about that person. You know, for good and for bad. We do it all the time. You know, see some people in the streets, they speak to you, you think of them a different way. You see world leaders, they speak a certain way, you think of them a different way. You know? Barack Obama, one of the greatest examples of that. Everything about Barack Obama was by far the coolest president that has ever existed. Just everything about the man, you know? That confidence, the smile, the swag. Like, you know, when you notice Barack, like, I would notice it in the small things. Like when he'd step out of Air Force One. He did it like no other president in the world. Normally presidents step out of their airplane in like a frumpy manner. Like, you know, there's no class or skill, just like come out. But Barack, he wouldn't step out, he'd emerge. He'd emerge like he was stepping out of the plane and into a music video. He'd do that thing where he'd come out. And then he'd go down the stairs, doing it the only way he could, you know. The descended, it almost looked like every time he hit the ground, he was just going to go into verse 1, you know. Just straight in, just like, "Girl, I want to take you there, give you my Obamacare." Oh, man. Barack Obama's just too cool. You know, he had the walk, he had the talk. And that was the big thing a lot of people never realized about Barack Obama, was the talk. That's what really gave him the edge. He has a certain way of speaking, a certain voice that commands your attention, makes you feel about him a certain way. It's the accent, the way he speaks. And I don't know how many people realize this, but Nelson Mandela had the same thing. Yeah. See, the thing Barack Obama has in voice, that is the voice of a first black president. Now, a lot of people didn't notice that because he was the first and last first black president of the United States. Didn't know to compare. I'm lucky in that I've gotten to be, I've gotten to live in the country of two first black presidents, namely Nelson Mandela and Barack Obama. So I know what I'm talking about. They both had that thing. It's just difficult to hear because Nelson Mandela is obviously South African and he was older, but they both had that thing in the voice. When Nelson Mandela would speak, a room would silence. You could feel the energy.
I believe that every person, regardless of the color of their skin, should have equal rights, and they may never be taken again. To those who would seek to oppress, I say to you, never and never again.
And the people would lose their minds, and people would feel the chills because he had that thing. Like Nelson Mandela was destined for greatness because of that voice. He could not be a normal man with a voice like that. You can't do normal things with that voice. You are destined for greatness. You can't just be running around in the streets and
the Kit Kat, please.
No. It's so unique. You can't be silly. What are you making, prank phone calls? Who the hell is this?
I'm not telling you.
It just doesn't work. I remember when Nelson Mandela was still alive and he would tell jokes at press conferences and events and no one would laugh. Because a man who had been in jail for 27 years couldn't make a joke. And yet he still did. He still kept what was him. But it was partly because of that voice. He would tell the joke and it would just sound too epic for people to laugh. Everything he did, it'd just be like,
knock, knock.
He'd be like, let him in, let him in.
No. You must say, who's there?
He is so right. We've always got to ask, who's there? Who's here? Who are we? Oh my God. It was because of that voice. The first black president voice.
Imagine a young Barack Obama meeting his idol Nelson Mandela, asking how to become the first black president. The advice? Stop talking so fast and drop some serious bass into your voice.
And I'll never forget the day I saw a picture of Barack Obama meeting Nelson Mandela for the very first time. It's a beautiful image, and it's of the two men in silhouettes. In Chicago, Nelson Mandela sitting in a chair, Barack Obama leaning over him. This was way back in the day. This was before Barack Obama was a blip on the presidential radar. He was a junior senator. Not many people knew his name. Back then, he was driving around in his own car, no motorcade, had his aide with him. And that day they heard Nelson Mandela was going to be in Chicago meeting people. Barack Obama wanted to meet him his whole life. And so he rushed over there. And he was the last person Nelson Mandela saw, the last person he saw that day. And I always imagine Nelson Mandela was sitting in the room and his assistant came over. She was like,
Mr. Mandela, I know we said we are done, but unfortunately there's just one person who would like to meet you, sir.
I was like, Zelda, I'm so tired. Can we leave?
No, I know you want to leave, Mr. Mandela, but there's a young man that you really need to meet. His name is Barack Hussein Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama. He's American.
Yes, that's correct.
He's going to have a tough time. Where is he?
He's right outside the door.
Oh, show him in. Show Barack in.
Okay, I'll be right back.
and she went over to the door.
She's like, Mr. Obama, Mr. Mandela will see you now.
Barack walked in. He was super excited to meet his idol. Nelson Mandela was sitting on the chair. He looked over.
Young Barack, how are you?
And Barack was like, oh man, Nelson Mandela, man, this is the craziest day of my life. I can't believe this shit right now. I can't believe I'm meeting Nelson Mandela for the first time, man. I waited my whole life for this moment. I'm like, I won't be just like you, man. I read your books, man. I saw what you were doing. It's like, I'm gonna be the first black president of America. I'm gonna do the same things you did, man. I'm gonna win those votes, and I'm gonna be the first black president of America. And Nelson Mandela,
not with that voice. You'll scare the white people.
Oh man, Nelson Mandela, this is the greatest day of my life, man. Oh, I don't even understand how man, I just want to know from you, how do I do it? How do I do what you did? How do I become the first black president?
Well, first things first, we need to change that voice. You don't sound like you are going to lead anything.
I don't know what you mean, man. I don't know what you mean.
You are speaking so fast. Slow it down. You are not being chased anymore.
I never thought of it like that, man.
Slow down.
Okay, I guess I do speak fast sometimes. I could
Slower than that.
I could slow it down. I could slow it way down. Is this good?
That's better. Now, you need to make sure you add some bass to your voice.
I don't know why that's an issue.
Imagine if I spoke like this. Do you think people would have voted for me? No, I would still be in jail. Bring some bass.
Okay, I could try to I could try to bring some bass. Is that
Lower than that.
I could go lower than that. Is that good?
Lower than that.
Lower, way down. I could keep it here. I can keep it here.
That's better. Now, very important. To be a first black president, your pacing must be powerful. Every word must seem like the last you will ever speak.
Wow, that's powerful, Mr. Mandela. Let me try to speak like that. Does that work?
That's good. Very good.
I can feel it.
Yes, now for the magic touch. To be first black president, you need to have the husk. No more husk. That's it, you are getting it. That's it. I think you've got it. Now repeat after me. America.
America.
No, the husk. Bring the husk back. America.
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 America. America. Yes, I can feel it. Say, this is my country.
This is my country.
Yes, this is my dream.
This is my dream.
Yes, I can feel it. You are going to be the first black president.
I don't know. Do you think we can do it?
Yes, we can.
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 You've got it right. Now go get them, my nigga.
In the United States of America, if you want to win an election, all you need to have is a strange voice. Simple as that. You want to be president of the United States? Get a strange voice, you're done. Yeah, forget policies, forget ideas, that's boring. You come out there, here are my ooh, normal sounding ass bitch. No. You come out there with a strange voice, the people love it. You realize there's been no American president who has a normal speaking voice, none. Now, you can go back as far as you want. None of them spoke normal. None. Now, go back as far, like JFK. JFK, he didn't speak normal. He had that thing where it's like, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. That's not normal. I don't care what anybody says, that's not normal. You telling me that man was standing in a McDonald's ordering food with that voice? He just said, please get a #1 medium with fries. And I'll also have a McFlurry, please. What do you mean the ice cream machine is broken? That's not normal. No American president speak normal. None. Bill Clinton, he didn't speak normal. He always did that thing where it sounded like he was trying to seduce the audience. You know?
He'd be like, I do not have sexual relations with that woman.
What are you doing? No American president spoke normal. None of them. George Bush, he didn't speak normal. He always did that weird chuckly thing.
You're gonna find the people that did this, and then we're gonna bomb a totally different country. Fool me once.
That's not normal. No American president spoke normal. Barack Obama, he didn't speak normal. He always did that thing where it sounded like his voice was buffered.
Americans, we gotta try to get a faster internet.
That's not normal. Joe Biden, he doesn't speak normal. Are you kidding me? He just like fades into mumbles every time he gives a speech. It's not normal. He'll be up there and be like,
That's why the most important thing to understand is no dreams of the finest Negroes. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, I mean it. Come on.
that's not normal. Trump, that was the weirdest of all. Every other American president was predictable. You know, you understood the ebb and flow. Trump, you never knew what to expect. Right? The volume on his voice all over the place, inflection where it didn't make sense. Do you know how hard it was to figure out where to put the volume on your TV when watching a speech? I had to sit there and write it like a shitty DJ the whole time as you speak, because you wouldn't know where it would happen. He'd be up.
I think as Americans, we try and try, so try, big trying, all trying, and it is, but I know, and I think if we can, what we won't, but we will, but maybe, but.
What? It's not normal. That's why I laugh whenever I come to Canada and watch your news. Every time I come to Canada, I turn on the news and they'll be like, there's a Canadian scandal happening. Justin Trudeau in another scandal. He has the most adorable scandals. You kidding me? Compared to American presidents, what? And they're like, he's scandalous. Has he been convicted of anything? Then shut the hell up. And be like, he's scandalous. He's got the terrible, he slept at a rich man's house. Oh, that's adorable. My favorite scandal of Justin Trudeau's by far is the one where he went on a trip to India and then became Indian.
While American political scandals involve heavy court cases, Canadian scandals are wonderfully adorable. Like the time Justin Trudeau took a trip to India and accidentally became fully Indian day by day.
That has to be one of the greatest scandals of all time. I remember when it broke. He took off, he was wearing a suit, he left Canada, waving on the plane, goodbye, goodbye everybody, goodbye. Got on, flew to India, landed, doors opened, and he came out, and he was already half Indian. He had the jacket on, but what was crazy was that as the trip progressed, he became more and more Indian each day. Clearly no one was telling him what was happening on the news in Canada, because Canadians were losing. This is disrespectful. How can you do this, eh? He was out there and he was just becoming more and more Indian. It started with the top, and then he went down to the pants. He had the full outfit, and then he had the headdress. My favorite was when he walked into a meeting with Indian dignitaries and they were all wearing suits. This man walked into that meeting looking like he was about to audition for Bakban. You're like, what the hell is this? He was getting so Indian that I was hoping a moment would come where he'd be like in the middle of a speech, and I was just hoping suddenly he'd be like, can I just say how proud I am of the work we've done together as Canadians and as Indians? We
I was hoping that would happen. I was waiting for it. The biggest scandal of all time. He became Indian. I don't think it was that bad.
Trying to prove you're more cultured than your white friends at an authentic Indian restaurant in Scotland sounds easy, until you try way too hard and the Scottish Indian waiter steps in.
I just think he tries too hard, to be honest. You know, I think Justin Trudeau tries too hard to show he's compassionate, tries too hard, you know? I don't think it's that bad. And look, I'm biased. I know I'm biased. I am. Because I too have Trudeau'd. I'll confess it here tonight. I too have Trudeau'd Canada. I too have tried too hard to connect with a group of people and it did not go well. My story happened in Edinburgh, Scotland. Beautiful place. If you've never been, go. Stunning. Everything. The place is full of history. The people are lovely and warm. The place isn't, but the people are. Everything is old. They love telling you that. Everywhere you'll go in Edinburgh, people will be like, oh, how old do you think that bridge is? You'll be like 300 years old. You'll be like, oh, okay. That church, 500 years old. Meet my son, 800 years old. He looks 6, Scottish workmanship. But they were wonderful people. It was really great out there. And we were there for a comedy festival, okay? And what I do whenever I'm traveling is, if I get to be in the same place as my friends, we try and spend as much time together. And what we'll do is we'll order like food or we'll go out. And when we do that, we allow one person to designate the meal. Nobody negotiates, everybody gets to pick a day. And so whenever my day comes around, consistently, I pick Indian food, all right? Yeah, I think it's the best cuisine in the world. Nothing comes close. You don't agree with me? Let's meet in the parking lot, we can fight. I love Indian food. Loved it my whole life. So we're in Edinburgh, I'm with my friends, they're like, where are we going? Trevor, what do you say? I'm like, Indian food. They're like, every time Indian food. I'm like, oh, it's the same. I'm like, then why do you keep asking me? If you know, you know. Stop asking me. And I searched for where we were gonna go, because I always try and find the most authentic Indian restaurant I can find. I mean, like authentic Indian restaurants. Do you know what I mean? So what I'll do is I'll go to a place, and then I'll ask around. I'll ask people. I'll be like, where do you go? And then like, where the white people tell me, I don't go there. So I found this authentic spots, and I was so happy. Now, the reason it had to be so authentic, just so you understand a little bit of me. I grew up in South Africa, as you know, right? Now, what a lot of people may not know is that South Africa has one of the largest Indian populations outside of India. Right? Of the largest Indian populations outside of India. I know Canada's #1 now. But when I was growing up, we had the single largest population of Indians outside of India. So if India blew up, we were India. It was that close. And so I was lucky enough to grow up surrounded by Indian culture. In fact, one of my best friends growing up was a little Indian boy by the name of Thiessen Pillay. And we were thick as thieves. I don't think you understand. Every single day we hung out together. We spent our recesses together. We were hanging out, eating everything together. We had so many things in common, right? We met at the beginning of the school year and we had so many things in common. Like, he liked running, I liked running. So, Thiessen and I would spend every day together. And our ritual was simple. We'd go to all the classes that we did, and then we'd meet at what we called break time. And at break time, we'd sit and we'd eat our lunch together. Now, our lunches were very different, all right? Because Thiessen would get a packed lunch from his mom every single day. I would get money from my mom to buy food from the school tuck shop, we called it, right? Cafeteria, all right? And so what we do is I'd go and I'd buy the food every single... It's like, because my mom couldn't cook, right? Well, she tried once, and I was like, don't do this ever again. This is child abuse. Just give me the money. So I would buy the food every day. Thiessen, on the other hand, had food that his mom made every single day. And every single day, the meal was curry. I know this because every day we'd sit down together. Thiessen would open his little lunchbox. He would take out his little can of juice. He'd unwrap his sandwich. And there would be little triangles cut out. And then he'd pull it out. He'd open the bread, look inside.
And then he'd scream at the top of his lungs. He'd be like, curry! Damn it, mommy! Every day. Every day. We'd sit down, I'd have my food, he'd have his, he'd take the juice out of the box, he'd unwrap the sandwich, he'd look in between, he'd be like, curry! Damn it, mommy! Every single day, without fail, every day, mutton curry, lamb curry, potato curry, every curry you can imagine, but it was curry every single day. Curry! It was my favorite part of the day. Some days, I wouldn't even open my lunch for fear of missing the moment. I would just sit there next to him waiting, and he'd open it up, and he'd be like, curry! And I'd mouth it, damn it, mommy! Every day, for months, and months, and months, and months this happened. And then finally, at the risk of breaking it all, I turned to Thiessen one day, he screamed, curry! Damn it, mommy! And I was like, Thiessen, you know it's going to be curry every day. He said, what? I said, it's going to be curry every single day. Every day you open the bread, and then every day you're shocked and you're like, curry, damn it, mommy. But it's always going to be curry. And he said, I know, Trevor, I know. I'm not shocked, I'm just disappointed. Right, because every single day, right, I come to school and then every day I'm like, I'm gonna eat lunch, and then every day I open a box and I know what it's gonna be, because last night we had the curry. Then what my mom does is she takes last night's curry, then she put it in a sandwich for me, and then that's the curry that I'm gonna have today. Then I know when I go home tonight, I'm gonna eat the curry, then I know that's the curry that's coming the next day. So every single day I'm getting curry, it's curry, and then it's gonna be more curry and more curry. Trevor, I know I'm Indian, but it's too much, man. I just want something different, you know? They say variety is the spice of life, not just curry. I was like, oh, but Thiessen, is it bad? He said, I don't even know anymore. I lost perspectives. Here, you can have it. And he gave me his curry sandwich. I bit it. And Toronto, there are moments in your life that will forever shape who you are. Moments that will define who you grow on to be. This was one of those moments. I put that sandwich in my mouth. I bit down and my mouth came alive. My tongue discovered its purpose. Didn't know potatoes could pop like that. The flavors were bouncing around. My eyes opened wide. It was, I was like, what? I was like, curry! Thank you, mommy. And I said, Thiessen, this is amazing. You eat this every day? He's like, every damn day. I was like, well, okay, let's swap. I'll give you my money for tuck shop, and then you give me your curry food every day. And we did that. We traded. Let me tell you something now. You thought we were best friends before. We turned into soulmates. Yeah, because we both got everything we dreamed of, right? I got to have a home-cooked meal every single day, and as an Indian person, he got to start a business. Thiessen was in heaven. It was perfect. And since then, I've loved curry. So, fast forward many decades, we're in Edinburgh, Scotland, going out with my friends. We're choosing a spot. I choose Indian, authentic Indian. We get to the place, and it's legit. Like, it is legit. We walk in, and there's Indian music playing. There are Indian people eating, Indian cooks in the back, Indian waiters, Indian guards on the wall. I'm like, this is it. I'm home. We walked in, we sat down. And as soon as we sat, one of my friends, Steve, launches for the men. And I was like, Steve, it's cool, man. I'll just order for everyone at the table. And he's like, oh, that's fine, Trevor. I'll order for myself, thank you. Like, no, it's not about that, Steve. I just prefer to order for all of us, yeah? Right? You good? He's like, I don't know why that's necessary. I think I'll just order for myself. Is that okay? I was like, it's not. No, it's not okay, Steve. It's not okay, right? Because you're probably going to say some shit that's going to embarrass me in front of my Indian people, right? And so I just need you to back off for a moment. He's like, I'm sorry, what would I say that could embarrass you in front of Indian people? I was like, I don't know, Steve, and I don't want it to happen. Just let me handle this, okay? Let you handle this,
Trevor, I'll have you know that I've eaten curry for many, many years. Steve, this is not the time. Just let's not argue, okay? Let's not argue. It's not the time to argue. He's like, what do you mean? Why would I embarrass you? Why? I was like, there's no, you don't need to know why. Let's just not. He's like, no, why? Why? Because I'm white. You brought it up, not me, all right? I wasn't going to bring up race, but you did, Steve. And now that you brought it up, let's talk about it. Every time I take my white friends to an ethnic restaurant, they always say some shit that embarrasses me. Every single time. Every time. Either they don't know how to pronounce the food, or they'll say some random shit. Can I get that one, the papadums? What do you call these ones? You know, can I get this one, but not spicy? Kill yourself! Can I get the curry, but not spicy? Kill yourself! How are you going to ask for curry, but not spicy? That's the whole point of curry. You want curry without the spice. Would you go to a sushi restaurant and ask for them to have the fish slightly boiled? No, I don't want the spice. Forefathers went around the world killing people for the spice. Now you don't want it? Shut up and eat the spice, Steve. And he's there, he's like, Trevor, okay, I really don't understand where this is coming from, all right? I'm not going to embarrass you. I understand curry. Steve, let's just leave it at that. I got you, okay? I got you, all right? I understand this way more than you. He's like, Trevor, I'm sorry. You're not more Indian than me. I was like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, you are not more Indian. Like, what the hell is that? Exactly. Don't tell me I'm not more Indian than you. You shut up. When the waiter comes in, you shut up. I'm not going to shut. I was like, you shut up. He's like, okay, fine. Order then. And the waiter walks over. This beautiful Indian man. He's got his beautiful Indian garb, and he steps up. I know, Steve, I can see him questioning my authority out of the corner of my eye. And that's when I Trudeau'd. I was just a little too hyped. I wanted to show him that these were my people, and as the waiter got there, I didn't even let him speak. I just jumped up and I was like, good evening. I'm going to be ordering for the entire table, please. Could we please have 3 garlic raw naans? We're going to have 3 rumali rotis. Give us 1 shahi paneer, 1 palak paneer. You know what? We're going to have a Rogan Josh lamb, of course. Could we also please have 1 butter chicken for my Caucasian friends? And then we're going to have 3 samosas and 3 mango lassis to wash it all down. Thank you very much. I crushed it. I could feel it. Everyone could feel it. They could feel something. Because the table went dead. The waiter just stared at me. At first I thought he was impressed. Then I realized he was confused. And this Indian man leans in, looks me dead in the eye, and he's like, sorry, sir, could you repeat what you said? I can't hear what you were saying, right? You got a bit of an accent. And I was like, oh shit! He's Scottish! I mean, I know he's Scottish. I mean, we're in Scotland. He's Scottish, but it's like he's Indian. I didn't expect that, right? Because the whole place is Indian. It's an Indian restaurant. The people eating were Indian. There's Indian gods on the wall. The guy was Indian. His beard was Indian, but his mouth was Shrek. I didn't expect that. And now he didn't understand me because I Trudeau'd too much. I didn't need to try so hard. But then I realized I also couldn't stop. Because that would be racist. So now, I've got the Scottish Indian man looking at me. Everyone's quiet and he's like, if you don't mind, laddie, could you order again a little slower this time, right? I didn't hear what you said. You want me to place the entire order again? If you don't mind, I'm ready whenever you are. You know, I think everybody can order for themselves at the table.
I don't think it's necessary for me to hold their hands. Everybody can order individually, and we can go from there, okay? We can go from there. And Steve, oh, I wish I could, but I'm so afraid I might offend someone. I think my friend here should order for us. Please, Trevor, go ahead. Go ahead. You're far more cultured than I am. I said, no, Steve, please, you can try your hand. I'm sure you know exactly what. He's like, no, but what if I say something embarrassing? The last thing I'd want to do is offend another person's culture, Trevor. I said, no, you can't offend anybody. There are no mistakes here, okay? We are all friends, okay? If anybody make a mistake, we forget about it. In fact, whatever happens today, we're all going to forget about it, okay? Just order. He's like, no, I wish I could. I really wish I could. But Trevor, please go. I said, no, you just order, Steve. He's like, oh, please, Trevor. Order, bastard! Just order! The waiter was like, hey, there's no need to fight amongst yourselves. Look, clearly your friend's a little uncomfortable. Right, just order for him. Like, yes, he's totally uncomfortable. Okay, could we please have 3 Romali rotis and 3 garlic naan, 1 shahi paneer, 1 palak paneer, and could we also get a lamb rogan josh, and we're also going to be having 1 butter chicken. For your Caucasian friends. For anybody. Anybody can enjoy different types of curry. They don't all have to be spicy. It doesn't matter as long as you participate. There is no wrong way. Oh, you're so understanding, Trevor. Yes, I am. Could we also please get What? You gonna answer that? No, they can call me back later. It's getting awkward. Just answer your phone. I'll wait. Okay. Hello? Yes, this is Trevor speaking. How can I help you? Yes, no, the one and the same. Can you get to the point? I can't talk right now. Can you tell me what you need? I can't speak for too long. Can you? No. There is nothing wrong with my voice. Can you just get? No, everything's fine. I've not been kidnapped. No. I have not been kidnapped. Everything is fine. This is not a secret message. Just can you tell me what you need? No, we can talk later then. Yeah, my voice is like this sometimes. Don't worry about that. Just wait. No, and I think I know my voice. I think I know my voice also. Yeah, well, I've been me my whole life, okay? I've been me. Okay, fine. We'll talk later. Okay. Love you too, mommy. Bye-bye. It's the most awkward meal I've ever had in my life. I barely ate a thing. I sat there thinking about my life. We finally get up to leave. Steve is beaming from ear to ear. They walk out ahead of me, and as I'm leaving the restaurant, the waiter waves us like, good night, everybody. He's like, have a great night. And we wave at him, and he's like, hey, excuse me, before you go, hey, aren't you Trevor Noah? A comedian, right? I was like, yeah, why? He's like, oh no, because I totally got you, Trevor. I totally got you, Trevor. I was like, wait, what? Wait, you Indian? Of course I'm Indian. Of course I'm Indian. All places Indian. I totally got you, huh? I said, well, I don't understand. He's like, you don't understand. I understand. You walked in. I said, look, Trevor Noah coming. Then you start talking with accent. I go, I also do accent. Then you were doing accent. Then I do accent. Then you were doing accent. You make joke. I make joke. Do you like joke? No, I don't like your joke. I don't like your joke. I thought I was about to get cancelled. Do you see this shit? He's like, it was amazing. You were sweating so hard. Not from the curry, eh? That was so funny, Trevor. I was like, it was not funny. My friends were laughing at me. He's like, I know. He's like, I wasn't scared, man. Why would you? He's like, because, Trevor, I take great joy in the pain and suffering of others. It's called Schadenfreude. Yo, Toronto.
You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for coming out.